How's it going, guys? And welcome back to BL3's Forgotten, the series where I take a look at underused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered within the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the Thunderball Fists. If you'd like to farm the Thunderball Fists for yourself, you're going to want to fast travel over to Atlas HQ on Promethea, with the fast travel station being what we will be resetting from. Carry on pretty much forward to the back of this little section, where you can use the hedge to mantle up this wall. From there, turn and make your way to this corner where the power troopers can jump down from. The Thunderball Fist can specifically drop from the black, red, and yellow power troopers. Sometimes you may have to shoot up towards where they jump down from to get their attention. The Thunderball Fist is a legendary Maliwan pistol, only able to roll in shock damage and consuming 2 ammo per shot. Thunderball Fist fires orbs which deal splash damage on impact, and will summon a secondary orb which will slowly rise up into the air before falling back down, exploding on impact. The Thunderball Fist received a single buff, being a damage increase to both the initial shot and the secondary orb. Now, I always loved the idea of the Thunderball Fist in BL2, and I always thought it was a very cool gun, albeit pretty shit for most of the characters. So I'm very happy to say that the Thunderball Fist in BL3 is a very strong return of the Thunderball Fist, and using it feels just as fun as it did in BL2, except now it's actually usable. It is pretty simply just a strong Maliwan pistol that functions very well and has an added gimmick to it. The initial projectile is strong and will easily kill enemies, along with the secondary orb, if it hits, also being very solid damage. So squishier enemies you can usually take care of very quickly with just the main firing of the Thunderball Fist, but against tankier enemies like badasses that will still be alive beyond your initial burst of damage, the orbs begin to come into play and do deal decent damage themselves, especially because the orbs are able to crit and do pretty often, considering their trajectory is literally straight up and back down. That being said though, enemies in BL3 do move a fucking hell of a lot, which is why the crit isn't really guaranteed, and hell, even hitting the orbs honestly is a little bit inconsistent as they are a little bit slow. Now for Amar and Flak, the orbs really are kind of just supplemental damage. It's nice when they hit for a little bit of a bonus, but they aren't really the main focus, and just firing the gun is often far better. However, for Mose and Zane, the orbs begin to do a little bit more. Mose obviously just because she has insane synergies with splash damage, and also she can trigger short fuse from both the main shot and the secondary orb, but Zane because since these orbs can crit, the orbs can trigger Eraser, and Eraser carries the initial trajectory of whatever triggered it, meaning that it'll just go straight down into the feet of the enemy and is pretty much a guaranteed hit. And this is a splash damage weapon, so of course it's getting splash damage and splash damage radius reapplied. So building properly for that, you can kind of just make the Thunderball Fist become a mini nuke with Zane, and it's really fucking funny. Now this gun does have a couple of downsides, and the big one is that I do kind of wish that the secondary projectile speed was maybe just a little bit faster, as I do feel like most of the time I'll end up killing the enemy before the orb even comes back down. Though this is kind of just a goofy gripe to have, because this just shows how strong it is as a basic pistol. And while it is still a very fun weapon to use, and I do usually prefer gimmicks to be more secondary to actual functionality, it would still be nice to actually hit those secondary orbs just a little bit more often. And unfortunately, Amara's Heavy Rain still, which increases projectile speed, does not affect the secondary orbs movement. Another downside here is that there is that 2 ammo per shot cost, though honestly it still feels completely fine ammo consumption wise, as those falling orbs do help to upkeep DPS and make up for the ammo cost while also being a semi-auto pistol, so you can better control the rate at which you're using that ammo. At no point did I really feel like the 2 ammo per shot was actually negatively impacting this weapon, and I honestly just forgot completely that I was consuming 2 ammo per shot half the time. But to wrap it all up, the Thunderball Fist is a very fun and just very strong pistol. It is a bit of a shame that it is elemental locked, however it has more than enough damage to make up for it. It does mostly just function as a pretty basic semi-auto Maliwan pistol, but the gimmick can definitely be fun and can be anywhere from nice supplemental damage to having really funny and kind of very strong interactions to it. If you want to just have a good time popping people with a Maliwan pistol, the Thunderball Fist is what you're looking for. But that's about do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Down in the description will be a link to my Twitch channel where you can follow to be notified of when I go live, and just below that is a link to my Discord server where you can come and join and hang out. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.